Hey everybody, we're here. New episode 5 for talking. I'm here with Caps, the captain of the show. We got this Leafs slash a little bit of NHL episode planned out for us. We'll jump right in. So I just want to know your thoughts. I know we always do this, but your thoughts on the Leafs play currently.
Or yesterday's game.
Yeah, if you want to go through yesterday, yeah.
I'll save that one for last. But before yesterday's game, during that losing streak, they struggled. You saw players going down. Bogosian's gone for 4 weeks. Hyman's gone for 2 weeks. Um, they're key guys, man. Key guys that are going down, and it's unfortunate that they've gone down. Um, but they just looked like they were struggling. A lot of giveaways in the neutral zone, a lot of allowing their opposition to come back,
That was
getting
a huge one.
momentum. Poor play from Riddick, like letting in some really bad goals, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost to a team that didn't play for like almost a full month.
So yeah, just let me touch on that quick. Not only did this team not play for the entire run of however long was there for COVID, I think it was like 11 days. They didn't even practice or skate.
They can't.
So they came back, and not only did they beat the Leafs the first time, they absolutely demolished them the second time.
Yeah. 25 days they didn't do anything.
Demolished them.
Yeah. It's a cause for concern. And then when I watched the game last night, they had a few of those tendencies that got them in trouble with Vancouver. But they were able to. I mean, the physical play of Foligno sort of allowed the Leafs to gain momentum. Simmons is playing with a little more confidence. Tavares is playing with a little more confidence. It's so funny because I just saw an article today where the Jets are calling the Leafs dirty.
Yeah, I saw, and Simmons responded to that.
I was like, I mean, that's a sign of good things because they're playing more physical. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's like this is what you wanted from the get-go. But I was surprised when they put Foligno in the first line. But then when I watched a bit of the game, because I was still working at the time, I was able to watch the game, a bit of the second, the rest of the third. It looked like he was trying to find his way a little bit, but then he got comfortable afterwards. And I think he fits on that line very, very well.
I agree.
Like he sticks up for Marner and Matthews. Like, he'll throw his body around. Somebody gets in Marner's face, somebody gets in Matthews' face. He's right there to stick up for him. And that's what you want.
He's a more skilled version of Hyman, but also
he's
a
more
bigger.
he's more physical.
He's
than
a lot
Hyman.
bigger than Hyman.
Hyman would not stick up for those guys.
No, but he in fairness, he is a bigger man than Hyman.
Yes, but he'll stick up for his teammates. Yeah. Hyman won't.
That's fair.
So,
the difference is Foligno was brought in here to do a job, and he knows what his job is. Hyman has grown, like we talked about this before. Hyman has grown this like mentality where he believes that he's very important to the team on an offensive level. And you could see it. He tries to skate with the puck sometimes when he shouldn't be. He tries to make plays that he shouldn't try to make. And
yeah, but kudos on him for trying.
I agree.
I mean, there's guys on that team that just...
But that's some of what the knock on him is for that type of play. He stopped trying to be that guy because he's like, well, I contribute in other ways now. And I don't see that. But I think Foligno was great. I think Tavares was great last night. Tavares has been playing well. Matthews is still on fire. Marner's still on fire. The defense kind of completely fell off. TJ Brody hasn't done much. I don't want to say it's because Bogosian's out, but not having him seems to be like having issues. And I don't know. I can't pinpoint an exact problem, but Jack Campbell, yesterday he was okay. The whole team was okay yesterday. But in that losing streak, he fell off.
Can I tell you why Bogosian's a huge loss?
Tell us.
Because when you lose Bogosian, the coach would not be too confident in its third pairing, which means that he's going to play his first pairing and second pairing more. And when he does that, he wears them out a lot quicker.
Well, Sandin didn't look too bad.
I just don't think he's big enough yet.
No, I don't think he's ever going to get bigger.
I mean, during the offseason, they said that he put on weight, he put on some more muscle. I'm sorry, I don't see a difference.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have that type of body. I agree with you. But for me, with him, I don't think even if he puts on more weight and muscle, if he's going to physically look much bigger because he doesn't have that body style. But I don't know.
Bigger on defense.
I'm really worried about the goaltending situation. I'm not down on Campbell, but we're seeing the downside that he comes with, and he has very low confidence.
I don't know why he's playing okay, but when he plays with low confidence, you could see the difference. And,
he admits that he has low confidence, so I mean that's an issue.
Toughen up, man.
Riddick is, or I don't even know what his name is. Is it Riddick?
That's his name, Dave Riddick.
He I don't know, man. He's a big floppy mess. Like I said it in the other episode. And we talked about the other day. There's a reason why he lost the starting position twice in the last 2 years. I mean, he's not bad. He'll be fine for the job he was brought in for, but it doesn't give me faith when you don't have faith in Campbell and you're playing Riddick to because you don't have faith in Campbell and then he plays like that. No.
I don't think it's because he has no faith in Campbell. I think because Campbell is still a little hurt.
I mean, I saw Campbell go on a losing streak, and then all of a sudden he got healthy, benched. So
it just seems to me I think he might be still a little hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you could be right.
In terms of what's going on right now, it's like you have no choice but to go to Hutchinson instead of Dave Riddick, because Dave Riddick is just like, what the hell, against a Vancouver team that's. You know what's so funny? Because before those games with the Leafs, it looked like Vancouver was not going to make the playoffs. Now they got a chance because of the Leafs.
And they were talking about that last night on the was it? I don't remember if it was Sportsnet. I'm sorry, but they were talking about it last night, and that's exactly what they said. The Leafs have given an opening, and it's funny because the Leafs are the reason that Edmonton is having to fight for a playoff spot, because every time Edmonton faces the Leafs, they lose. And it causes them a great loss. So you lose 3 games in a row while the other teams are winning 3 games in a row, and sets Edmonton back, right? Yeah. And now the Leafs keep losing to these teams, and you're just giving the fact that Calgary doesn't have a playoff spot with how well they play against the Leafs is what kills me. Like the Calgary and Winnipeg are like Leafs kryptonite. What the hell?
So was Ottawa.
So was Vancouver. Montreal and Edmonton are the only teams we could beat.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Just going over some of the other players. Nylander needs to smarten up. I don't know what his deal is, but he just plays lazy at times. He needs to be a little more consistent.
I fully agree with that. If just let me touch on that quick. I think when he has the puck and he's doing stuff, he looks great. When he doesn't have the puck, it's like, did you know you're playing a hockey game?
Yeah. And because of that, I kind of feel bad for Tavares, because Tavares is fending for himself at times. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they reunited Galchenyuk, Nylander, and Tavares. That should be all right.
It looked all right. All right. I like the first line. I don't like. I'll tell you. I don't like that power play unit. They were. It's not even that they're bad players. Together, they were so sloppy. Thornton, Spezza, and Simmons. Like, it was just.
I think he had no choice because the other guys weren't doing jack.
So that could be why.
Switch it up,
right? Just watching it to me was like, And then the one power play, I don't know what number it was, but I
Yeah.
believe it was at the start of the second. They were out there for the whole power play. They never came off that line. So they put Matthews and Marner line on for literally like 3 seconds, the last 3 seconds. So
I just hope that when everybody becomes healthy, that he has his line set and enough with this juggling around bullcrap, because like at this point you got to know what you have and you execute. Like they got to get their shit together.
I'm okay. I can live with the juggling if it's small and it's gonna make the right move. But I do agree with you 100% that he needs to have some sort of stable line set in place because it's such a mess right now. And every game the lines are changing. Like if you
Yeah.
just move Thornton from right wing to left wing or to the third line, I'm okay with that. When you keep jumbling up every single line, like last night was
like
all new lines.
there's no way you're going to be able to build any sort of chemistry
No.
if they're juggling the lines like that. Like how is it that you're doing so much juggling and you're 9 games away from the playoffs? Like,
And I gotta say the same thing about the special teams. The power play keeps changing. The penalty kill keeps changing. Like you need people to get comfortable in those positions for the playoffs, and the way that they're setting it up is not. It's not that.
yeah. The other thing is that when Hyman comes back, I hope all these guys come back earlier than what is actually indicated. But I know Bargo really likes Robertson, but
Robertson's not in.
I know I'm just saying I know he
Oh,
likes
okay,
Robertson and he
yeah.
prefers Robertson. I watched Robertson in the last game that he played, and he was just.
He needs to get confidence. I'm
He
okay
just
with
needs.
him playing, but I agree with you. I
I think.
fully agree.
I think that injury kind of set him back a little bit. But at this point, from what I'm seeing, he's just not ready yet. Maybe another year.
I can say that. And
Yeah.
for Hyman, I think they're going to take out Brooks.
Yeah.
And that the Hyman is there's gonna be some sort of scrubby last line of Hyman, Spezza, and Thornton.
No, I don't think Hyman's going to be on the fourth line.
Who do they put there?
Hyman's going to be on the third line, man.
Okay,
Hyman's
but
going to be on the third line
I'm not disagreeing with you.
with Mikheyev and I'm going to say Kerfoot
and
yeah.
and Simmons goes to the fourth line.
And probably make them as sort of like a energy line or maybe a shutdown line or something like that. But I see Thornton, Simmons, and Spencer probably as the last line, which, I mean,
it's not bad.
They're playing fourth line minutes. I mean, if you need to use them for a little longer, I mean, it's an option.
At fourth line minutes, I'm okay with it. It's when I see it on the power play that I don't like it.
Yeah. Oh, and that just reminds me right now, I think Engvall's man out once everybody's healthy.
Oh, yeah, he's not coming back.
Yeah, he frustrates me because I know he could do better, and he could be such a dominant presence if he puts on some size. That dude's like 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he could do a lot of damage if he could play that physical play. But I don't know. It's just he plays soft. He hunts down for the puck. He hunts down the puck, but he's soft to me. But
I actually think you make a lot of good points today. Not always, but today.
Not always, but today is an exception.
But you know what you did? You came through in the clutch here with a lot of stuff, and I think that you made so many good points. You touched on everything, and they just need. My biggest thing, other than what we just talked about, is getting confidence back in net. Like if. I know for a fact, and I'm not going to go back on my word here and say that we need to re-sign Anderson because they're not going to. He's not coming back. But
you fit him.
But I think I really think going into the playoffs that we might have to go back to Anderson when he comes back healthy.
I see that. I see that too.
Yeah, because like maybe if you give Campbell a whole season next year, he turns out and he plays properly. Like, not that he's playing bad or anything, but you could see his flaws now. And I just think that Anderson is the safer bet. Anderson has moments of such amazing, like, brilliance in the net that he might be the guy we have to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, he just has to get that confidence back, and
Yeah.
hopefully, I'm hoping they're all healthy enough by the time the playoffs comes around. We're only
Hmm.
9 games away.
Yeah.
9 games away, man. I mean, Bogosian's out 4 weeks. 9 games, probably. Uh, that's another 3 weeks. So we could uh, evidently be in the playoffs while Bogosian's still sitting out.
Yeah.
All depending on if they have the schedule in place for the playoffs yet. But maybe that'll take maybe another week or something. So
I
that
never
gives
even
them a little
thought.
bit more time. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Unless another thing happens with COVID or whatever. But they got to get their shit together, man. They don't have a lot of time left.
Yeah.
It's go time, man. It's go time. This this team this year is the best shot that they have
Oh
to
yeah.
winning the damn thing. After
Maybe.
this, I think like half of those guys are going to be gone because
Uh, mhm,
one, some of them are going to retire. And I'm
mhm.
sorry for cutting you off, but
No,
some of them
no.
are going
I
to
I was
retire.
gonna say the same thing.
Some you won't be able to fit under that cap, and some contracts are run out. So it's like it's go time. It is go time.
I think when you look at the roster that they have and players leaving probably for money or cap or retiring, I personally think the Leafs are gonna make moves to try and bring in cap friendly contracts of players in similar skill levels and maybe another star defenseman. I can honestly see them trying to make a move with Nylander next year. Um, like there's stuff's gonna happen. I don't want to speculate too deep into that because it's way too far from now. But I agree with you. I think a lot of that stuff's gonna happen. I don't know where we're gonna go if they keep playing like this. They can play so unbelievably good for like a 6-7 game stretch, and then it's like they just give up for 5 games. And the
Yeah.
playoffs is not one round. You got to win all of it.
Yep.
And this
Yep.
is the best team. This is arguably on paper the best team the Leafs have ever had. At least it's up there with the best teams of all time. And I can't let them throw this in the garbage. I know that sounds stupid, but
I mean, you bring up the biggest point out of all the flaws the Leafs have, and that is they'll play good for 6 games and then we'll have one shitty one. And that is their biggest issue,
yeah, consistency.
consistency.
See, I knew it. I knew that's what you're gonna fucking
I
say.
mean, like it's that is their biggest thing. On paper, Campos, on paper, this is probably the best team that they put together in a while. On paper,
Yeah.
they just need to execute it and
Mm-hmm.
and show that they are the best team. You see glimpses of it. They just need to be a little more consistent
Oh,
with
the
it.
last 2 minutes of the game against Winnipeg on Thursday night
Mm.
with when they had the goalie pulled, the Leafs were absolutely locked down. I haven't seen that from them in so long, like complete lockdown.
Yeah, but I was just very nervous and apprehensive because out of all the face-off guys you have on that team, I would never let Matthews take the face-off
Oh,
in the defensive zone.
I agree.
Never.
I agree. And
But he did it. Keith did it.
you know what they do a lot too? This is like, well, we'll end this one over here, but a thing they do a lot too, and if you're a Leafs fan, you know this. If you're not a Leafs fan, we'll all explain to you. Since probably the mid 90s, the Leafs have been known for one thing in particular, and it's blowing a lead. And they blow a lead better than anyone in any sport ever, except for maybe when the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. But I mean, it's it's uncanny their ability to be up like 5-1 and then lose a game in a game 7 of a playoffs or whatever that was, 4-1. Like um
Do you know, like before last game? Do you know the last team that they beat?
no.
Ottawa.
No.
Do you remember what the score was?
I don't want to.
6-5 in overtime.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And since then, they faced Ottawa, Calgary, and Vancouver. all the top, to all of the bottom
Worst
tier
teams,
teams.
and you didn't beat them. But then you're going to walk into Edmonton, sweep them for 4 games, and then go back to losing to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
As far as like if everything stays the same, they're saying that Toronto's going to face Winnipeg in the first round.
No, they would
Am I
face the
hearing
4th
that?
team. They would face Montreal.
Okay.
At least that's what they were saying last night. I'm pretty sure. Like, we still haven't figured out a structure here.
No.
But I believe
Just...
the North Division faces the East Division, and the Central faces the West. And but you have to face your 2 teams in your division first. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, we're going to get into a playoff episode for you guys. It's coming. Thank you for watching this Leafs episode, and like, comment, subscribe.